Hey everyone, it's Shadow Libra. Welcome back to reviewing every single FNAF release. This video will focus on everything that came out in year 3 of FNAF, being the releases from August 8th, 2016 to August 7th, 2017. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos like this. I also have a link to my Discord, Instagram, and Twitter in the description. Now, let's get into it. Sister Location, released on October 7th, 2016. So when this game came out, it was a pretty huge deal. Sister Location completely broke the FNAF formula. Instead of being stuck in the same room, you now get to go to different parts of the rental service. It's also not just a Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy as the animatronics, it's now a Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, Baby, and Ballora. New types of animatronics and characters have been pretty common for the series at this point, but think back to the old days of FNAF when we weren't as used to variety. It made Sister Location feel like a special thing, giving us these types of characters. I always thought Sister Location had a creepy vibe to it, wandering the halls of circus babies. This is a facility that just keeps the animatronics and does maintenance on them until they are shipped out for private parties. Since this is not a place customers see at all, it allows you to get creative with the setting. The designs of the fun times have always looked creepy in my opinion, mainly because of the whole clown theme. Clowns I have never liked. They just don't look human. I love how every night in Sister Location is unique compared to the previous night. First, you get used to the setting, then you get some quality time with the Biddy Babs and Ballora, and Funtime Freddy. Then you get some more Funtime Freddy and Bonbon time along with Funtime Foxy. Then you get lots of time with the mini arenas. Lastly, Circus Baby is the star of Night 5. I know people complain because they don't think Sister Location is as replayable compared to the other games, but personally, I like that Sister Location has a larger variety of gameplay. With the first 4 games, it's the same formula every single night, only difference is each night is slightly harder. But with Sister Location, you always do something different. Now, what I think Sister Location's biggest strong suit is the story. With most of these reviews, I am trying to avoid making it about the lore. However, in Sister Location's case, I think it needs to be addressed. FNAF 4 was our first look into the Afton family. Yes, however, Sister Location really leaned into that storyline. We are Michael Afton. The whole reason we are going down to Circus Babies in the first place is for our sister. The title does not lie. We are going into our sister's location. Her soul is trapped inside of the main animatronic Circus Baby. Our father, William Afton, had originally designed the Funtime animatronics to capture and kill children. because he was still trying to learn how the supernatural realm worked at that time. Unfortunately, his daughter Elizabeth Afton got too close to Circus Baby and she was killed and trapped inside Baby's stomach. This caused her soul to possess Baby. Now, we are playing as her brother and we want to free her. That's why Michael is coming back every single night. Throughout the game, Baby talks to us. She helps us avoid the other animatronics, and the only reason we survive as long as we do is thanks to Baby for helping us. Which gives Michael more motivation to come back. He isn't just going to where his sister's soul is, he's actually connecting with her again. They are communicating. Unfortunately, Michael was played. Baby has been stuck in the rental service for a decade at the very least. Could be more for all we know, and the other Funtime animatronics want to escape and go out into the real world. It does not help that they have been mistaking Michael for William Afton this entire time, the man who is responsible for them all being trapped down here. The animatronics have lots of anger towards him. They trick Michael into going into a room called the Scooping Room, where Michael gets hit by this thing called the Scooper that kills him and scoops out all his organs, leaving room for all the animatronics to combine their endoskeletons into an amalgamation known as Ennard, and they take Michael's organs out of his body and wear him as a skin suit. That way, the animatronics can escape. However, the plan doesn't go that well. Michael's body slowly rots and decays to the point where he's just a zombie. Ennard has to abort as they realize they can't use Michael anymore. This is what really sets Michael's path for the series, learning of possession, his father's crimes, and wanting to undo all the evil his father caused. I absolutely love the speech at the end of the game where Michael says he will find his father, and I love the music that plays during that speech, Demolition Inevitable. Another thing I love in this game is the custom night. Even though it's non-canon, the custom night is really challenging. It basically takes the classic FNAF gameplay style and uses the Funtime animatronics. While I do think they should have used Ennard and Baby as enemies, I am happy with the custom night. The different challenges make it intense to play. The whole vibe of this game is classic FNAF creepiness in my opinion. Sister Location was a good balance between gameplay, horror, and story. The series honestly peaked with Sister Location's release. It's too good. Some other things I like about Sister Location is the Funtime designs, the implied horror in some scenes like when Baby tells the story of how Elizabeth dies, the way we are shown Elizabeth's death in the minigame. When we see two technicians hanging, even though it's in shadows, that's one of the darkest things FNAF has shown us visually. And then you walk into Funtime Auditorium and hear a squishing sound implying you are walking in the technician's blood. Ugh. I think Sister Location needs more recognition. It's been a year since the horrific events at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and Charlie is just trying to move on. Even with the excitement of a new school and a fresh start, she's still haunted by nightmares of a masked murderer and 4 gruesome animatronic puppets. Charlie thinks her ordeal is over, but when a series of bodies is discovered near her school, bearing wounds that are disturbingly familiar, she finds herself drawn back into the world of her father's frightening creations. Something twisted is hunting Charlie, and this time, if it finds her, it's not letting her go. The Twisted Ones, released on June 26, 2017. What's interesting about The Twisted Ones is this is the second FNAF book, sequel to The Silver Eyes, and I do like The Twisted Ones. However, it is my least favorite in the trilogy. The reason for that is because of the leap it used with the type of story the trilogy was telling. What I mean by that is the first book was all about the paranormal. We learn about the children's spirits possessing the animatronics at the pizzeria. The pizzeria itself is heavily implied to have its own consciousness as well. The Silver Eyes is a supernatural story But when you go to the Twisted Ones, and the main premise is these sound illusion discs that overwhelm your senses and make your brain not see what is actually there, but instead what it expects to see. The main animatronics in this book are just normal robots, but the sound discs make them look like they're these terrifying monsters. It's very sci-fi, and I just feel like it's kind of a leap when you compare the Twisted Ones to its predecessor. I do enjoy the Twisted Ones, however. Like I said, it's my least favorite in the trilogy, and that's mainly why. However, here's what I like about the Twisted Ones. Charlie. In the first book, we learned that William Afton, years and years ago, he killed Charlie's brother Sammy, but it wasn't really explored that much in the first book. However, in the Twisted Ones, it's very much explored. Charlie can hear Sammy calling to her all the time. Charlie wants to find where Sammy is. Meanwhile, she's being hunted by the Twisted animatronics. Spring locks built by Afton that roam around and kill people at night. Then they bury themselves underground during the day. The way they kill is by trapping their victims inside them and then spring locking them. However, they aren't just wanting to kill random people, they want Charlie. William wants the Twisted Ones to capture Charlie, because William is very, very interested in Charlie due to a twist that's in the final book. We also learn so much about William's feelings towards being Springtrap. Turns out, William loves being Springtrap. He thinks of himself as a fusion between man and technology. He is one with his own creations, and he sees Springtrap as something bigger than Afton ever was. Springtrap is even his confirmed canon name. William proudly calls himself Springtrap. He's the one who created the name. I think it's interesting since Springtrap started off as an ironic death, but in reality, it ended up working in William's favor. I love the direction they went with Springtrap, although another weird thing about this book is the main characters. We had a group of 6 in the first book: Charlie, John, Jessica, Marla, Carlton, and Lamar. However, the only characters in the sequel are Charlie, John, and Jessica. They literally cut half of the cast. I guess there wasn't enough room for everyone. I really don't know. Marla does show up in the last chapter though. However, Carlton and Lamar are not in this book at all. But overall, it is a strong sequel to The Silver Eyes. I also love how it sets up part 3, The Fourth Closet, which I am very excited to review. So, that was all of the Year 3 FNAF releases. I'd say my favorite of Year 3 is Sister Location. The story of Sister Location is literally peak FNAF, and no one will convince me otherwise. Now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone!